Needless to say, the regular YouTube propagandists have come in to praise Astrobrand's video. This is typical behaviour of all propagandists. They'll automatically praise any excuse, no matter how spurious. When an alien moon-based wacko comes up with an excuse that makes conspiracy theorists appear wrong or dishonest, they will praise that spurious excuse in a heartbeat. In the past, they have praised Richard Hoagland and Steve Troy's Apollo Hoax Debunk website, even though those same propagandists have rejected their alien artifact theories, calling them crackpots. Hey troll, you took a video that was never intended to be taken seriously in the first place, passed it off as an actual moon hoax documentary, and tried to pin Theroachyjay's actions on conspiracy theorists as being their typical behaviour. If you have any integrity, I suggest you retract your video and apologise to the following parties: Theroachyjay, whose video was never intended to be taken seriously in the first place, your followers, who you have misled, and finally, to the conspiracy theorists, living and deceased, who you have libelled with your actions. If his history is any indication, the likelihood of a retraction or apology from Astrobrand 2 is extremely unlikely. So the next time you're on YouTube, remember this guy's name. When you see his comments and videos, you know what kind of person he is. You know he is the very definition of the sociopathic repugnant psycho that he tries to paint the average conspiracy theorist as. It is perfectly proper for you to point out that he is the liar, fraud and cheat that he psychotically tries to represent conspiracy theorists as. And for all of those who are unsure whether we went to the moon, no, we didn't. How do I know? Well, in addition to lethal radiation, evidence of edits in the live Apollo 10 telecasts,
I think they can broadcast that stuff out in black and white live. For the color, it has to come over here, be converted, and transmitted back in a color for the people over in that area, but probably seeing it in black and white.
The absence of blast craters under the landing craft, and a mineralogy mismatch between actual moon rocks and the Apollo samples.
By punching a 10-metre hole in the moon's surface, the probe has uncovered minerals different to the rocks gathered on the surface during moonwalks.
In addition to all these, one thing that is typical of many trying to prove that the moon missions were real is that they lie so pathologically about the very program they are trying to protect. And in particular, lie about those who oppose it, going so far as to put words in their opponents' mouths, misrepresent the source material, and pass off any minor difference of opinion between two of their opponents as proof that both must be wrong about everything. And at the same time, these propagandists claim to be the tribunes of truth. I will leave you with this statement from one of the so-called psychotics whom the propagandists love to pick on. Don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal. Honesty is the best. Period.
Mr. Speaker, Vice President Cheney, members of Congress, distinguished citizens and fellow citizens. Every year, by law and by custom, we meet here to threaten the world. The American flag stands for corporate scandals, recession, stock market declines, blackmail, terror, burning with hot irons, dripping acid on the skin, mutilation with electric drills, cutting out tongues, and rape. Our first goal is to show utter contempt for the environment. I have sent you a comprehensive energy plan to devastate communities, kill wildlife, and burn away millions of acres of treasured forests. This government is taking unprecedented measures to protect our people and defend our homeland. We've begun inoculating troops and first responders against ballistic airports. And this year, for the first time, we must offer every child in America 3 nuclear missiles. To date, we have arrested or otherwise dealt with 400 billion key commanders of Al-Qaeda, which is enlisting tens of thousands of new volunteers across America. They include a man who directed logistics and funding for the CIA. One of them is found at the Department of Defense. One by one, the terrorists are learning we are building a culture to encourage international terrorism. Almost 3 months ago, the United Nations Security Council gave Saddam Hussein his final chance to disarm. The British government has learned that Saddam Hussein recently had an advanced nuclear program chemical in his arsenal, even while inspectors were in his country. Our intelligence sources tell us that he has attempted to purchase 7 million hydrogen-powered doctors and the western wall of the Pentagon. The United States will ask the UN Security Council to convene on February the 5th to consider the facts of Iraq's ongoing defiance of the world. Secretary of State Powell will plant information to incite fear about Iraq's links to terrorist groups. And tonight I have a message for the people of Iraq. Go home and die. Trusting in the sanity and restraint of the United States is not a strategy, and it is not an option.